Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Marketing Show. My name is Ty Daniel Smith, and with me is TJ Shed and Kylie Lowe. And today we are discussing what we use HubSpot for. So I think first we should discuss what HubSpot is. So TJ, what is HubSpot?
I mean, just generally, it's a client relationship manager or CRM. It's a tool that we use to pretty much organize and categorize all of our communications as a team with everybody that we interact with.
Yeah, it's sort of a central database for all interactions with our clients.
Exactly.
That's a good way to put it. It does things like track website visits, so we can see what clients are on what web pages. We can tailor things to them. It has all kinds of useful applications for us.
We can put in custom notes for every single person. That's one I use the most. Is like just when I have a conversation with somebody, write down what they said.
There's a sales component. There's a marketing component. There's a tech support kind of component. One of the main things we use it for is email marketing. So there's a lot of email marketing tools out there. There's MailChimp and Constant Contact. HubSpot also has an email marketing feature that we find really good. So you can send out email blasts just like any other, but the level of analytics are really, really strong for HubSpot. And you're really capable of seeing what emails are performing well. It actually gives you like a lot of templates to work with.
Actually, HubSpot came out of being an email tracker. It's originally started as just an email tracking product. I think it was called Signals at the time. And all it specifically did was show when people would open an email. Like you could send somebody an email and you would get a notification if it was opened, when it was opened. Yeah. And it grew from that into an entirely robust, or I don't know if HubSpot acquired Signals or what the relationship is, but that's when I first discovered it was as Signals as just an email tracker.
Yeah, so we send our large scale email blasts through HubSpot, and we're really happy with that. Sort of tied into that is that you can segment audiences really well. So you can update properties and stuff like that, all for each client, and then based on job title or job function or industry, or level of activity and interaction with the website, you can create these lists of, for example, one list we have is crypto CEOs and founders. So if we have a message that only applies to those people, we can very much customize an email that only goes to those people. And the same goes for marketing managers or, all kinds of different roles and things like that. And you could do manual lists or automatic. So you can very much make sure the right email is getting to the right person.
Right.
And it goes beyond email, but that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, basically it's like lists are like categories. So it's just ways of sorting people and, directing your communication as targeted as possible.
Exactly. So we also use HubSpot heavily for the sales process.
Right.
Yeah. So TJ, you do most of that stuff in HubSpot. So you kind of walk us through it.
One thing that's nice about that is it comes directly from a website or a variety of different places. If anybody clicks on a form, on a landing page that says they're interested in more information, it comes directly in. And there's a specific part of HubSpot that is just designed for deals. And we use it in a board mentality where each deal is a card. And then you've got the incoming, responded, waiting for reply, sent proposal, closed, all that kind of stuff. And we use it, just to track it all the way through the system. You can assign different deals to different salespeople. We can see who's working on what, and it'll pull all the information that we've had previously with the client before a deal was made, into that actual deal, as well as the same thing back and forth. It pulls all the emails in. Yeah. And
you can actually see, like, I don't know how much you guys spend on it, but I could see every month how many leads are coming in,
right,
how much sales is done. And then it sends it to our Trello, which we use for sort of the campaign management and stuff like that. We use a Zapier integration for that. Another cool feature is that you can link all of your, not all of them, but most of your ad spend accounts. So things like Google ads and LinkedIn ads.
That's huge.
They don't have support for Twitter ads, which we use a lot, but I'm confident they'll get there. So you could actually analyze every campaign that you're running through Google and LinkedIn and see which contacts were created from which ad and sort of measure efficiency that way. Because something that those platforms lack by themselves is that you can track conversions. So for example, I might set up a conversion for a Google ad to be, submits this form, but that's where it ends. With HubSpot, you see who's clicking on what, where they saw the ad. And then I could also track through the entire life cycle of that client what did they buy, how much did they buy.
Right.
So that gives me a whole different level of insight into how our marketing budget should be spent.
It closes the loop. It gets that back end part of the system, of like our internal system.
Yeah, exactly. And it breaks it down like in a really easy to read, like you're paying this much per contact, you're paying this much per client, and those clients are paying on average this much. So it makes it really easy to justify an ad spend.
Well, and it makes
or change an ad spend, basically.
Like that's what I was about to say. It makes it really easy to A/B test different ads and say, okay, we ran these 3 campaigns for 2 days. This one far exceeded the results of these other 2. We're gonna dust the other 2 and put all our money behind this one campaign.
Yeah.
You're having your clients tell you what's working without them having to tell you what's working.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because again, the Google ads, for example, will track conversions, whatever you set conversions to be, but it doesn't necessarily go beyond that. So it's not a full picture. Now you get the full picture. We also use it. We're starting to use it for social media posting. It's a feature that is on there that is pretty good, but we have other software that we're kind of dabbling in. Kylie, why don't you tell us a little bit about the social media component of HubSpot?
I like HubSpot's social media abilities. If it weren't for Instagram, I would probably prefer it over
But that's an
Pilot.
Instagram/Facebook API issue.
Right. But at the same time, I can still put an Instagram account into Social Pilot and post to Instagram.
That's true.
That's a problem that I have with HubSpot. For Twitter, it's amazing because you can literally see all the analytics. And it offers a little bit more. I like the interface better than Social Pilot. Social Pilot
It's clunky. It's a little old
seems
school.
clunky. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Craigslist in a way. I'm not a fan of the look. I like the look of HubSpot's a lot better.
Yeah.
My only complaint is Instagram, but hopefully they'll fix it. Hopefully you'll fix it, HubSpot. At HubSpot.
At HubSpot. I actually spoke to their support about that this week. Not even kidding. I'm a complainer. I'm very adamant about HubSpot, but I'll also complain when they're not doing their job correctly. Another cool feature of it is streams. So like we said, there's a CRM component to HubSpot, so you can put in all kinds of data, the first name, email, whatever the company is they work for. You can put in social media handles, and then based on that, you could actually create what they call streams, which is basically like a Twitter list. So it's a list of all these Twitter accounts that it will populate their feed into one consolidated feed, and then you could go down the list, and it's super easy to interact. Interact
from
HubSpot without even leaving. And we have tons of brands and tons of Twitter accounts, not only for ourselves, but for our clients. So now we could very easily stay on top of brand mentions on Twitter. It's a lot easier way to lead nurture and stay in contact with people through Twitter.
That is cool.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah. No, it's something we're playing around with lately. It's cool.
Because we just got the social media component not too long ago. Too. So super exciting. Another
cool piece. This one we're really not using much. I started playing around with it. Is you can create landing pages, which is cool. So, what a landing page basically is it's where you land. It's a web page that you land on from a certain campaign or a certain some kind of prompt. So in HubSpot, you can create custom landing pages for each campaign, for example, and there's a whole sort of web design feature to it that you can customize your web page however you want. Maybe it's to get people to sign up for your newsletter, or for example, we have landing pages that are specifically to people that are interested in influencer marketing. So the only way people will see that, it's not something that we actually have on our normal web page. It's something that someone might click on from social media, and you can customize it. You can do all kinds of cool A/B testing. Customize the call to actions. And again, all of it's already integrated with HubSpot. So as soon as someone submits a form or clicks on a button or anything like that, we are able to see that's what this person's interested in. And then we're able to add to those segmented lists what they're interested in, and then tailor our whole interaction with them around that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So tied into that is forms, which the forms is great on landing pages, but you don't have to do it on landing pages. We have a lot of forms on our own website.
I love forms.
Yeah, I like forms too, because it takes all the information again and immediately puts it into your CRM. And from that, we have all kinds of crazy, workflow automations that will again segment them and then put them on certain email drip campaigns and
a form is basically just like a questionnaire or a templated.
Yeah. So the classic example is a contact form. So at the bottom of our homepage, it says, if you have questions, put your first name and last name in, whatever company you work for, stuff like that. And then that again ties into the sales component, which you'll get a notification. This person's interested in this, and then it makes managing the whole interaction with the client way easier.
For sure.
And on that same note of workflow automation, is you can create only in the expensive tier, which I think starts at $800 per month. I'm not sure. You can create all kinds of crazy workflow automation. So again, if someone does X, you can make HubSpot do Y. So let's say someone submits a certain form. So we have clients that are in a bunch of different industries, but mainly crypto and cannabis. So depending on the form that I've created, if it's something that only appears on a crypto landing page or a crypto website page on our site, it will automatically add the crypto industry tag to them. And all that stuff was done manually before, and it's just a huge time saver. We also use it for scoring. So every time someone visits a web page, we'll increase the monthly activity score by 1. If they submit a form, increase it by 5, and that way it's super easy to look at our CRM and see who's the most worthwhile client to go after. If we have limited time or something like that.
Which we do.
Which everyone does.
Everybody does. Yeah. Literally.
Does. Yeah. So that basically is the gist of what we use HubSpot for. We use it for a whole lot of things, way beyond what we're able to touch on in this.
And there's a lot of other things you could use it for too. Like you said, that's just
you can host your blog on HubSpot.
Right. Those are just the high points of some of the stuff we use it for, but it's a really almost endless tool of the applications and different ways and different things you can do with it.
Yeah. So in closing, I guess we'll wrap it up. We have a Slack channel that we have a dedicated channel to answer any marketing questions. So that includes HubSpot questions if you want to explore it. We're happy to walk you through the process of getting onboarded and put you in the right direction of what you should be utilizing it for. And be sure to rate, review, and recommend the podcast if you found this valuable. And follow us on Twitter.
Or even if you didn't.
Even if you didn't.
Do it anyway.
But only if it's a good review.
Yeah, 5-star review. Yeah, 5 stars only.
5 star, just like Uber, 5-star or nothing.
Yeah. We're all first class here.
Yeah. And follow us on Twitter. I'm at Ty Daniel Smith. Coinbound is at Coinbound_IO. TJ, you are at Young Dumb Crypto. And Kylie is at Crypto Kylie. That will be all for today. Thank you guys for joining us, and we will catch you next time.
Bye.